That was what happened. Immediately when Jesus appeared, all the disciples of John the Baptist ran away. Do you know why? They gravitate naturally towards light. That's why sometimes if there's no light in your house for so long, you will go and look for where there's light, because there are things that you need to do. Existence cannot be made possible except by the agency of light. So if our physical existence depends upon light to survive, how much more the confines of our spiritual existence? Our component and element in the spirit can only be maintained in the ecosystem of light. And any believer that does not know how to maintain that structure cannot walk with God. If you find God far from you, check again. Darkness has engrossed you. You have become the citadel of the devil. And it's simply because you have allowed the devil pervert you, because that was not your nature. From eternity into time, you were shoot as a molecule of light into time. You were supposed to radiate light. But when you came, you were corrupted by the whispers of the dragon. From the Garden of Eden, the dragon whispers. The serpent always finds a way to enter, and from his cunning devices, he perverts the nature of man. And when the nature of man is perverted, by default, in themselves, they shut down the light that they carry. So men by themselves shut down light. When they shut down the light, suddenly the devil now begin to walk. Devil can't walk upon the face of the earth until there is darkness. That's why the level of carnality will continue to increase in every quarters, so that a time will come, demonic spirit can just walk like this and men can see them. Every demonic spirit needs certain level of darkness for them to be visible. The same way every angelic spirit needs certain level of light for them to be visible. We have gathered before and prayed to a point where all of us came into unison in oneness in the spirit. It was possible for angels to come and sit among us, and they are visible. It's not because they want to sit among us, they have been there all through, but the level of darkness has made us not to be able to see them. So when we ascend a place in light, so that they will not see like them, all of us will become like equal. And that is what will happen in heaven, because heaven there is a confines of light. The Bible said at the tail end, in the New Jerusalem, there will not be the sun, because the sun itself will be looking for where to hide, because there is a light that will shine, and the sun will be like darkness. So the stature of an angelic being, the stature of even the celestial creature, is upon the content of light they can carry. When God begins to create, he creates terrestrial, he creates celestial. But in the realms of the celestial, what was hidden inside of them is light. And every one of them carried diverse degree of light, so that they can be able to function when they appear before God. So the degree to which an angel carry light, to that degree to which he carry glory. So you see the Bible speak about the greater light, the lesser light, and all of them have ability to rule. So one of the stature of a believer is to grow in light. As you begin to grow in light, to grow more into the nature and conform to the character of God, because light has the ability to purge out every kind of darkness. And what the devil see in you that makes him have a part in you is those impurity. No wonder Jesus said, the serpent, the devil came and found nothing of his own in me. So he was trying to look and see, is there something here that look like where I'm coming from? And when he saw light. And the devil can't function in the confines of light. Our nature that make us do business is the confines of light. And that is why the texture of a believer is the light he can carry. One of the greatest attack of the enemy over your life is to pervert that your light, so that if you pervert that light, you will come to a point where you cannot function effectively with God. It's not because you don't want to, you cannot. There is a nature that is already corrupted, and because that nature is corrupted, you try, you cannot. It's part of the nature of a believer as a shining light. So when we saw one among, according to your anchor scripture, John the Baptist, John chapter 5, we saw John the Baptist bear witness. John chapter 5 from 32. Say, there is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he bear of me is true. Why so much will it be so true that the witness of John the Baptist is true? There were many people that bear witness. I mean, there are those people that their witness is false. It's possible to have those that bear false witnesses, but there is one that bear witness, and the Bible testifies that his witness is true. Why? Went further to say, yea, sent unto John, and he bear witness unto the truth. But I received not the testimony from man, but the things which I say, that ye might be saved. The Bible says he was a burning and a shining light, and ye were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But by the time you advance, you are going to realize that as much the light that John the Baptist bear is not sufficient enough compared to the light that is to come. That means John the Baptist himself was a foreshadow. It was a shadow. As powerful as that light is, do you know shadow is also another level of revelation? The Old Testament, as we call it, is a shadow of the New Testament. Is that true? But the Old Testament itself carry a light that sustained our fathers of old. But if you dwell in that confines of that existence, how much can you function? What you call Quran is a light. What you call Gita book is a light. The wisdom that men have is a light. Plato has a light. Socrates has a light. Albert Einstein has a light. All those inventions of science have light. But the degree of light has their capacity and their limit. And that is why a day came that something beyond them confronted them, and they discovered that they dwell in the confines of darkness. Because in a day where the light cannot deliver you in the corridors of darkness, it means you need a greater light. You don't know. In the day the deliverers need a deliverer, it means that the deliverer is actually dwelling in darkness. So in the days when the same thing that beclouded the inventors cannot keep them, in that day they now realize that it's a knowledge they know, but that's a knowledge they don't know. And what killed them was what they do not know. And what will kill you actually came from an advantage of darkness. My brother, the things you know does not have the ability to be gliding. It's the things you don't know. All of us are victims of our ignorance. So the goal of God is to bring you from darkness into light. And it doesn't matter how much you dwell in light, you must see greater light. And that is why anytime you appear in the corridors of heaven, suddenly there is a purging, a purification that happens. Why? It's because everything you think you know becomes vague. Have you ever appeared before heaven before? Heaven does not clap for you. They will look upon you and judge you. The reason why there is judgment is because from the mirror image of God, no matter how perfect you are, God sees some things that men cannot see. So Lucifer was part of the anointed cherub that covered it. According to scripture, the Bible says he was anointed because God made him so. Part of the excellency of the goodness of God. But yet again, he was put upon the coals of fire to be purged and to be purified. The nature of light upon which God created was demanded to purge this angelic being. But still in that capacity of purging, in that corridor, that confines of existence, the Bible says again, iniquity was found in you. Evil was found in you. How comes can a man have access to evil in the corridors of the confinement of the ecosystem where he was supposed to survive by light? It's because the nature of man has been perpetually referred to as darkness. No wonder I look upon the face of the earth and it wonders me how much more our infirmities are so beclouded. It's not because we wish, it's because that is how we are. And when you go beyond the earth and you go into heaven, even among the celestial beings, they are not perfect in themselves. If there was war in heaven, there will be war on the earth. It was a war of the will of man, and it was the war of the will of the Ben Elohims. If upon the face of the heavens angels were willing to betray God and to disobey God, what do you think will happen upon the face of the earth? Within the confines of the proximity of the access to the throne of God, men can still go against God. What do you think will happen upon the face of the earth? Our capacity to align with God every day is to understand how much we must function within the corridors of the light of God. The first question I have to ask you is that check. The Bible says if the light in you become darkness, how great will it be? If that in you was great, the darkness will also be great. The devil has never been an inventor of anything. He only pervert. And if the devil is going to make you walk in the corridors of darkness, it's because he has evaluated you very well and he knows that one way or the other you are willing to partner. There is a participation. The first nature a believer must guard and preserve is his nature as light, because that is what will help you to be able to thrive. The last time you had a song from the Spirit and you sang is because you have access to a light. The last time you had a revelation and inspiration is because of the access to light. And this thing is common. It has nothing to do with doctrine. It has nothing to do with your denomination. I'm speaking to you the truth and I lie not. The Bible says there was one that bear witness. And why? It was because this young man is a burning and a shining light. That was the reason why John the Baptist isolated himself. I know the part of it is that of course there is that mantle of Elijah upon him. But my friends, that young man saw the perversion of his generation and you know he must be different. Many of you do not know that this generation is so compromised. For you to bear a different texture, there are certain things that you have to do and things not to do. You cannot behave like everybody and think you will get the same result. It's not possible. John the Baptist came after a lineage and he was able to isolate himself for a reason. The reason is simply because he knows the perversion that happened. And the day he left his place of isolation and came to the city and began to challenge Herodias, that day his head was cut off. That was the level of darkness available within the confines of his society. So in the day that prophet began to say, hey! In that day his head to be cut off. Why? The prophet will live in isolation for so long, afraid to say the truth. Not because the truth is not common, but because men will not accept it. So everybody wait and cry even